Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Tech2000. My name is Blake,
AKA your mama's best friend, your daddy's worst nightmare. You probably heard of me.
I am your host, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a couple things. Like, I have a question for y'all. Do you think video games rot your brain? If so, why do you think that? Because I was told that a few times as a kid that video games would rot my brain. I was also told that sitting too close to the TV screen would damage my eyes or damage my brain or give me headaches or shit like that. But now we have VR headsets where you're literally like this with the screen, like this. I mean, personally, I've never had a problem sitting too close to a TV screen. That's just me. I've never had a problem with it. But today's video is not about that. It's about, are video games rotting your brain? And the answer to that question is no. They're not rotting your brain. Obviously they're not rotting your brain. I mean, they can actually build your brain up. Like, they can actually make you smarter, honestly, because video games take a lot of hand-eye coordination, and it builds your hand-eye coordination up. It also builds up your skills in games with like missions where you have to figure out the problems and stuff like that, where you have to figure out where to go, what to do, how to do it, all that type of stuff. Like, if you're playing The Last of Us or something like that, and you have like a really long mission and you don't know where to go, you don't know what door to go through, stuff like that, it's gonna make you smarter once you learn where to go and what to do and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So really, it puzzles you and helps develop more widened senses, if that makes sense. I've done my research on it before this video. Don't think I'm just on here talking. I've done my research. And I mean, all video games aren't just first person shooters. Okay? I know there's the myth that says violent video games will make kids act violent, and that may be true. I don't know. I played a lot of violent video games, and sometimes I can get a little violent depending on the situation. If I'm provoked, I mean, like, if I'm provoked, I might do something, you know. But they're not always like Call of Duty or something like that. So there are video games that are meant for like exercising, like Wii Sports Resort, Wii Fit, all that shit back in the day. There's games that are meant to test your knowledge, like, are you smarter than a 5th grader on the DS? Stuff like that. There's games that are puzzles, like Candy Crush, or like, there's games that test your ability to move quickly, like Subway Surfers on your phone. There are strategy games such as Clash of Clans, which take a lot of strategizing. And notice I'm not just saying console games or even console games from this generation. Like, I'm naming old games, phone games, all that stuff, you know. So gaming doesn't really rot your brain as your mother once told you when you were a child, or your grandmother, or your dad, or whoever. It doesn't really do that, because if that were true, I know a lot of people who play video games and are in college right now with like a great GPA. It obviously hasn't done much to them. It's no worse than the beer you're sipping on. It's no worse than the fucking cigarette you're smoking. It's no worse than the fucking weed you're puffing. It's no worse than watching TV. It's no worse. It's actually better for you than watching TV, because TV you're just sitting there watching. This, you actually have to interact with it. You have to move your thumbs. You have to move your hands. It builds your hand-eye coordination. It builds your senses. Like, how much more proof can I give you? And going back to earlier, like, I've never understood the thing with sitting too close to a TV screen, because now, people would tell me not to sit too close to a TV, but then I would go to school and I would be inches away from a computer in the computer lab. So how's the computer screen different from a TV screen? I don't know. And fast forward 10 years, we now have the VR headsets where we're just right there. And then I also had like a Nintendo DS back in the day where I was like always like this, like right up in my face, like playing Mario Kart and shit. And nobody ever said anything about that. I don't know why the TV was any different, but never did anything. But yeah, video games don't rock your brain. Don't believe kids. Don't believe your parents when they tell you that shit. It's not true at all. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back for another one, hopefully soon. That's gonna about do it for today. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.